Welcome back to another episode of the Rational Football League Show. My name is Emmett Swart. I'm here with my co-host, Brendan Ford.
What's up, y'all?
We are unfortunately in the off season now, guys. So you all notice a little bit of a change in our show. We can't do games of the week anymore, obviously, and this news week has been relatively slow. So we're just going to hop right into our segments. Before we do that, don't forget to go down and hit that subscribe button, guys. Give us a like, share it with your friends, talk with us, leave a comment. Always love hearing from you. But this week, our segments are going to be Justin Fields' potential landing spots. We're going to look at, is there a chance Brandon Aiyuk actually gets moved? And 5 players we are looking forward to and watching for the NFL Combine coming up in Indianapolis. But with that, we're going to hop right into our segments, all right? So the Chicago Bears are trading Justin Fields. It's just a matter of who and for what. They've already been reports of 3 teams that could be interested in acquiring his services. Which place makes the most sense to trade for Justin Fields? Could it actually lead to the Bears landing 2 generational prospects in one draft? And could there be a 4th mystery team that might just come out on top? Whether you are a fan of keeping Justin Fields or drafting Caleb Williams, all are welcome to hit that subscribe button. But with that according to Broncos insider Benjamin Albright, the Bears have already made a decision on drafting Justin Fields number 1 overall. But how did we even get here with Justin Fields and the Bears be?
Oh, man. So a lot has happened the past 3 years, but I'm going to give y'all a quick recap here. So Justin was drafted in the first round of the 2021 draft under then head coach Matt Nagy. Justin only started 10 games in his rookie season. The Bears struggled with him under center with a 2-8 record. Nagy was then fired after Justin's rookie season and replaced with coach defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus, who brought in offensive coordinator Luke Getsy to take Justin to that next level. Justin did show some promise in the 2022 season. Even if the team did not do well, they just flat out sucked. Justin improved in almost every passing stat, and he rushed for over 1,100 yards. Following the 2022 season, the Bears did land the number 1 pick for that draft, and they traded it to the Panthers for a slew of picks and star wide receiver DJ Moore. Then, going to 2023, there was a lot of hype around Fields. You know, he had 2 years of starting underneath his belt now. He had a star wideout in DJ Moore. Some people even expect him to play at an MVP level. All in all, Fields had an up and down season. He missed about 5 games. The season ended with more of a state of like limbo around Justin. A lot of questions on if Justin is that guy moving forward. All in all, the Panthers finished with the worst record. So the Bears have, again, back-to-back number 1 picks, and they are facing a tough choice. But as you already said, it looks like Fields is going to get moved on, and they might draft a rookie quarterback.
Right. So where do we go? So where do the Bears go from here? With the Bears set to draft generational quarterback prospect Caleb Williams, the Bears will likely trade Justin to a quarterback-needy team. Reports from Albert Breer and Albright have Justin's value as high as a low first-round pick and as low as a day 2 and day 3 pick. But which teams would actually be interested in an electric but inconsistent quarterback nearing the end of his rookie deal be?
Well, so far, the teams that have been linked to Justin have been the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Atlanta Falcons, and the New England Patriots. Let's go through each team one by one here and see if there's a strong case. So the Steelers, we can remove because ownership just loves hometown hero Kenny Pickett. They aren't going to spend high draft assets just to bring in a backup quarterback. Even if they supposedly want to bring in a veteran quarterback to compete against Kenny Pickett, I just don't see that taking place where they trade their first round pick for Fields or even a second for them. So that leaves then the Atlanta Falcons and the New England Patriots. The Falcons can make a move for Fields. He's been there. Like he grew up there. There's been rumors around the Falcons for a long time. They have a good amount of weapons in place, and they just need that quarterback to get back on track and back in the playoff hunt. And new head coach Raheem Morris comes from the Rams, where they have Matt Stafford in place. and he's bringing over an OC that is used to working with that style quarterback, not really a dual threat guy. Plus, the Falcons need to have a strong season before they need to start paying their star players. So I would expect them look more towards a Kirk Cousins more than a Justin Fields right now. And finally, that leaves the New England Patriots. They have a huge need after taking a different quarterback in the 2021 draft, a.k.a. Mac Jones, and they could use a quarterback who can just make magic happen with his legs because they do have a lack of a weapon core on that roster, and they have a poor offensive line play. They could also make a trade that wouldn't cost them too much to acquire Fields. So they could send their third overall pick for Justin Fields for Bears, obviously trading Fields, the 9th pick, and a third rounder. The Bears would then use the third overall pick to pair Caleb with a generational wide receiver prospect, Marvin Harrison Jr., which is how they could land two generational prospects in one draft.
Damn, that sounds very tempting, B. And that would make
great.
a lot of sense. It sounds great. But what if I told you there's a team that made even more sense for Justin Fields, and that was the Seattle Seahawks? It was reported by Adam Schefter that Geno Smith was informed he will remain on the roster through this week, allowing his guaranteed $12 million salary to trigger. And that seems like very odd and intentional wording to me. This guy's a professional. He's a professional insider. He's pretty much just leaking information that he's told to leak. He followed that tweet up by saying, now Geno Smith will represent a value to them or any other team that decides to reach out and see if they can acquire Smith via trade. Not really subtle. So the Seahawks could be on the lookout for a new quarterback for new head coach, Mike Macdonald. And where did Macdonald come from? Baltimore, with a quarterback that has an extremely similar skill set to Justin. Seattle already has great weapons and a solid line. Fields would also pair back up with his college teammate Jackson Smith in the Jigba. The Bears would probably get pick 16 from Seattle if they send Fields a third-round pick this year and a second-round pick next year. That's placing Fields' value at about a second-round pick, which is right in the middle of what we talked about before. The Bears draft could then look like Caleb Williams, 1st overall, Malik Napers, 9th overall, and Jackson Powers Johnson, a center from Oregon, 16th overall, giving them the best draft class this year.
Man, there are so many ways this thing could play out. I don't know what's actually going to happen, but I'm excited to see what actually happens. But tell us what you all think. What place makes the most sense to land Justin Fields?
Until next time, guys, it has been the Rational Football League show. So moving on, if we're keeping you guys along here, that does conclude our Justin Fields segment. We're going to be moving right along to our Brandon Aiyuk trade segment, seeing if there's even a trade that's viable for him. So let's get right into this. One of the league's best young receivers might be available for trade at the right price. The day after the Super Bowl, 49ers receiver Brandon Aiyuk posted an Instagram story with the caption, "Don't forget what got you there," suggesting that he was unhappy with his use in the Super Bowl and was ready to move on from the team. This was followed up by his longtime girlfriend Rochelle Seawright and his best friend, Trayshawn Hudson, both making cryptic posts and videos suggesting that Aiyuk's time with the 49ers was coming to an end.
Not our last day. This might have been the last day we touched foot on Levi Stadium, me and Braylon, because we might not be out here next season.
Well, I hate to disagree with you, Rochelle, but I don't think BA's time in the red and gold is done just yet. To the 49ers fans that clicked on this video to see what BA's fate on the 49ers will be, have you ever noticed the red subscribe button matches the 49ers colors perfectly? If you don't believe me, head down there. I won't even be there. You head down there and check it out. Rumor has it, if you click on it, it might even tell you how the 49ers offseason will play out. So how do we get here? Brandon Aiyuk is entering the final year of his rookie deal he signed with the 49ers back in 2020 when he was drafted by them in the first round out of Arizona State. He had a great rookie season, putting up over 700 yards in just 12 games.
Down and 7. A little flip here to Aiyuk, the rookie from Arizona State. And he'll bust it inside the 20 and the 10. And look at that! He hurdles his way into the end zone. Touchdown over Marcus Epps.
His second season he was put in the infamous Kyle Shanahan doghouse because of his lack of effort when it came to blocking and other nuances of being an NFL receiver. His overall numbers came in slightly better, but his efficiency dropped as he produced about the same while playing in 5 additional games. In 2022, he started to scratch his potential by breaking out of the doghouse and moving into the wide receiver 1 penthouse. BA finally eclipsed 100 targets and broke the prestigious 1,000-yard receiving barrier for the first time. He was primed for a breakout season heading into year 4, a prediction we even made on this show. And dude, did he break out. He went for over 1,300 yards in only 16 games. He was also named a second-team All-Pro, and now it is time for him to get paid.
You are so right, man. BA is so good. He deserves to get that bag, man. He needs to get paid right now. And look at the 49ers' current salary cap stuff. They're already paying a lot of players a lot of money, man. Guess how much they are paying their top players? They're paying a whopping $178 million across their top 9-star players, man. And that doesn't even include BA's $14 million cap hit. Now, that is almost – now, again, I'm not a big math guy, okay? But that's almost 2/3 of next year's budget tied up to just 17% of the 53-man roster. The Niners are currently sitting at roughly $570,000 in cap space for next season. Listen, that's a lot of money for me, but it's not a whole lot of money for an NFL team. I'll just say that.
Yeah, that is really. I mean, that's next to nothing. So that's it then, right? We made this segment just to tell people he's absolutely getting traded.
Duh, no, man. I'm just kidding. The Niners are definitely going to figure out a way to pay BA, man. So the 49ers have gone through with this same problem the last 2 off seasons. Remember the drama around Debo back in 2022 and the drama around Nick Bosa this past season in 2023? If you remember, Debo's contract talk was filled with club videos and interview quotes pretty much saying that he was not going to play for the Niners ever again. And Nick Bosa's contract talks lasted well into training camp this past season, with trade rumors dropping almost every single day. And they were pretty much saying, hey, he was going to be moved off this team. The Niners then signed Bosa to the largest contract ever handed to a defensive player before pretty much around the season started. Now it's back on September 25th.
Yeah. The long and short of what we're saying here, 49ers fans, is take a deep breath. It's going to be a long offseason. Content creators need something to fill the time. And the suggestion of an Aiyuk trade is easy material to keep falling back on. The 49ers aren't going to move off their young ascending receiver, and the 49ers can generate $20 million in cap space for 2024 by restructuring Fred Warner and Debo's contracts. They can also lower BA's 2024 cap hit by signing him to an extension and converting a portion of that $14 million to a signing bonus to be spread out over the life of the extension. The 49ers have only moved off from one star player under the John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan era, and that was DeForest Buckner. They seem to really learn their lesson from that move and acknowledge it as much by bringing in Javon Hargrave last offseason. I don't see them making that mistake again.
Yep. But tell us what you all think. If the Niners did move on from Brandon, what haul would it take for you all to feel good with that move? Until next time, it's been the RFL Show.
God, we are killing it today, guys. We are making great time. That is already through 2 segments. We are going to move on to our final one. We are going to bring up the 5 players we're going to be looking for at the scouting combine, okay? So, let's move right into this. The NFL Scouting Combine is here, everyone. It is time for fans to obsess over freakish humans in spandex, 40-yard dash times, and the endless amount of rumors and speculation that will come from the event. Every year, there are dozens of players that come to Indianapolis and raise their draft stock based on the absolute show they put on there. Well, today, me and B are going to try to play fortune teller and see if we can't predict 5 players that will raise their stock over the next week. If you want to test your speed, let's see how fast you can scroll down and hit that subscribe button. The fastest so far has been 3.8 seconds, set by Jill in Speed, North Carolina. And yes, that is a real place. Google it. So every year, hundreds of college football's best and brightest come to Indianapolis to try to impress NFL scouts and GMs. It is their chance to personally meet and mingle with every who's who in the NFL all at once. And without fail, every year, there's a list of players that come out at the event having raised their draft value according to insiders and analysts, either by putting on a show with their on-the-field performance or nailing it in the interviews. So we're going to give out predictions on 5 players that will come out of Indy looking better than they went in.
Yeah, man. Starting off his list, we have an easy layup in Caleb Williams. Caleb is expected to be the first overall pick in the 2024 draft, and we already know he has great arm talent, right? And he should put on the show in the passing drills, but I want to see him run that 40. I want to see his time. I want to see his vert and his broad jump. I want to see how well of an athlete he is, because if he gets drafted to a team that already has a super athletic quarterback, and Bears, I'm talking about y'all right now, I want to see how well of an athlete he is. And even though on the field, there's some stress and pressure there, his biggest test is going to come not on the field, but in the meeting rooms, right? This is a chance for GMs and owners to finally get to know Caleb as a person. Does this guy fit our team? Will he be a good fit in our locker room? Is he a leader? That's what a lot of people are wanting to know around Caleb. So I'm eager to see what happens, man. And I'm really, really happy for GMs and owners to finally just meet him in person instead of, talking heads on YouTube, kind of putting words in Caleb's mouth. And I think we all know who we're talking about there.
Yeah, no, certain guy on Fox Sports. I think he's on from 9 to 12. Kind of graying, dyed his hair brown terribly once. I'll say no more.
With Balin Bauherd.
Next we have Quinyon Mitchell, a corner out of small school Toledo. Quinyon's stock has already skyrocketed following his performance during Senior Bowl week, and a strong combine performance could solidify Quinyon as an early round draft pick. We slotted the Commanders to draft Quinyon in the early second round in our Rebuilding the Commanders video. That link will be in the description. You guys can go check that out. But he could be selected in the first round in April if he shows he has the speed and agility to play with the big boys.
Yeah, man. Quinyon Mitchell is awesome. For our third choice, we have Cody Schrader, a running back out of Missouri. His name could be Cody Schrader. That's what he does to that defense, man. He is on like a tear. The running back group hasn't received that much love during this pre-draft process, and a lot of people feel like this class is pretty thin. But Cody Schrader might be that diamond in the rough. He might be that undercover guy for us. He's definitely a feel-good story. Schrader is a former D2 product who finished the 2023 season's leading rusher in the SEC with over 1,600 yards. And he averaged about 6 yards a carry. I mean, he was the definition of hand off the ball to Cody, and boom, we're going to get a first down in about 2 plays. That's how crazy he was running the damn ball last year. But the most underused part of Cody's game might be the passing game. He never caught more than 22 passes in a season, but at the Senior Bowl, he showed that he has hands. Now, this is a throwback name, y'all, so bear with me. Those who are in the Gen Z, you might not know who this is, but he reminded me of Danny Woodhead, and I'm eager to see his hands on this display at the Combine.
Oh, that's a great comparison. That's a great comparison. Yeah, if you guys don't, if you're too young to know who Danny Woodhead is, go look him up. He played for the Chargers. He was a fun dude to watch. For our fourth player, we went with a guy who could throw an actual country mile. Joe Milton out of Tennessee. Every year there is some team that becomes enamored with a big arm quarterback who can make every throw, and this year I expect that to be Joe Milton. He is on record claiming he could throw a ball 90 yards.
So how far have you thrown a football, the longest you've thrown it this offseason?
This offseason? I don't know, man. Probably 90.
What?
And there have already been video clips highlighting his massive arm strength. I expect we'll see a lot more of those clips come Saturday, March 4th.
Listen, if he actually throws 90 yards at the Combine, I might poop my pants. I'm not even kidding. I might need a change of boxers. I'm not even kidding, dude. That would be wild. That would be insane. But for our last guy, we went with a player who's known for the game-breaking speed, and that's football star and track star Xavier Worthy out of Texas. Man, this dude can't fly. Worthy set the top speed in college football last year when he ran for – now, I thought this was a typo in my notes, but he ran for 22.7 miles per hour on a punt return touchdown against Iowa State. Just to give y'all some more context around that, the fastest recorded speed in the NFL last season was DK Metcalf when he ran for 22.23 miles per hour and a 73-yard touchdown play.
Smith fires over the middle. Great grab by Metcalf out in front, and he will go all the way for a touchdown. 73 yards.
Which actually, that won me a bet that game. You probably not even know that. I probably didn't have to say that, but I was hyped around that. But anyway, I would expect Worthy to tear up the 40-yard dash and probably hit a low 4.3 number, but he is my dark horse to maybe break the 40-yard record this year. I think he could do it. Yeah,
that would be crazy.
That would be crazy. I would put my pants twice. Yeah. Twice, watching Joe Milton and then watching Xavier Worthy. That would be a double dump. That would be
twice
insane.
In one draft. And I also do want to include on just B mentioned the punt return against Iowa State. That was bullshit. That should have counted. I didn't see the holding call. I remember what the penalty. I think it was a holding call penalty that had the punt return overturned. That was bullshit.
Anyway, just ruin the damn game, man.
I know. Awful. So that's our 5 guys. As a special treat, we are going to give you a bonus player. And as a bonus player, we wanted to include Spencer Rattler out of South Carolina on this list, the quarterback. Spencer throws one of the better balls in this draft class, and the combine will give him a chance to put his arm on display again after a good showing in the Senior Bowl. It will also allow him to meet with owners and GMs to show how much he has grown and matured since that Netflix documentary came out all those years ago.
Yeah. I mean, people were still calling him a jackass because of that Netflix documentary. I feel awful. Wow. He was just he was a high school he was a teenager. Come on.
Yeah.
And selfish plug, we did do a draft breakdown profile on Spencer Rattler. Check that out on our channel. But also tell us, what do you think? Who is the sleeper going to this combine? Who do you think will be that diamond in the rough guy? Until next time, it's been the RFL Show.
And that does conclude our episode, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We've loved going through this. We're trying out a new style, and I think I've had a lot of fun with it. But we'll be leaving you guys here. Until next time, it's been Emmett. It's been B.